Understand what jurisdiction we're under.
Please.
Objection. Are we in a common law court? Yes or no? Case dismissed because you refuse to rebuttal to the question regarding jurisdiction. You cannot proceed without honoring the jurisdiction.
April 26, 2023 will be set for an in-person bench trial in courtroom number 1.
Objection. I will not be showing up.
You won't believe this. One of the most ridiculous sovereign citizen moments ever caught on camera. I have no idea how the judge stayed calm through it all. These people think they can bypass the law using so-called common law loopholes, which, spoiler alert, don't exist. The patience here is impressive, but it makes you wonder, should there be a better way to handle this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's jump in.
Are we on what, ma'am?
On the penalty and perjury, if you're willing to swear in.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I can barely hear you.
I said, is everybody willing to swear in on the penalty and perjury?
Ma'am, we're not taking testimony as of yet. Today is the day and time scheduled for the pre-hearing and adjourned arraignment pretrial in these matters.
It still has to be placed on a record. He still has to be put on the penalty and perjury because he's swearing to an alleged crime against me and holding me accountable. So even though this is just a hearing, it still has to be put on notice for the public as well.
Ma'am, today is the day and time scheduled for the pre-hearing and the arraignment pretrial. Would you state your name for the record, please?
Benita Seeley.
Ms. Seeley, Mr. Batar is the court-appointed attorney assigned to this courtroom for the day. He's indicated that you don't wish to engage his services. Is that correct?
No, let me explain my position. I asked him a simple question about jurisdiction. That's why this hearing has been re-adjourned for today, because the last hearing, none of the attorneys could answer the question in regards to what jurisdiction that we're operating under. So they want to proceed without addressing the jurisdiction, which is a violation of due process. So in order for him to represent me on any public record, I have to understand what jurisdiction.
Watch closely. This sovereign citizen is about to run in circles, dodging the judge's questions over and over. Honestly, huge respect to the judge for staying patient, because I know I couldn't. At this point, it's almost impressive how committed she is to the nonsense. But let's be real, this is a courtroom, not a game of let's pretend the law doesn't exist. Judges ask questions for a reason, and refusing to answer doesn't make you look smart. It just makes you look guilty, clueless, or both.
Do not wish to use the court-appointed attorney, and you confirm as much to the court right now. Mr. Batar can go back, ma'am. Mr. Batar can go back and do other things that he needs to do this morning. Do you wish to use Mr. Batar's services, or do you wish to represent yourself this morning, or do you wish to retain counsel through some other mechanism?
Under what charge, under which jurisdiction, and then who's bringing the charges against me?
Ma'am, there were citations issued against you in Huron Township for limited access speeding 11 to 15 miles per hour over the posted speed limit. That's a civil infraction. There's count 2, no proof of insurance. And there is the misdemeanor of driving while license not valid or improper license. Do you wish to use the services of the MIDC attorney, or do you wish to represent yourself this morning, or do you wish to retain counsel?
Who are the parties bringing this claim against me? It's a simple question.
I answered your question, ma'am. I answered your question, ma'am. I answered your question, ma'am.
And could you re-answer it? Because I didn't hear it. Who's bringing the charges against me?
The citation that was issued to you was issued by an officer from Huron Township, Freddie Yono. It's the citation that was issued, is signed.
So it's Freddie.
It has his name and his ID number. Ma'am, my question to you is, do you wish to engage the services of the court-appointed attorney, or may I release him to go back to do some other work?
Wait a minute. I have questions before I can answer on. You're trying to get me to...
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yes, it's a due process violation. Objection. Yes.
Miss Seeley, this is the third and last time I'm asking you. Will you be using Mr. Batar to represent you this morning, or do you wish to retain your private attorney, or do you wish to represent yourself?
I need to understand what jurisdiction we're under.
Mr. Bitar, you may return to your breakout rooms to meet with other potential clients. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, if I
Ms.
may,
Seeley, do you intend to represent, I'm sorry, Ms. Foley Carter.
I just want we started this case back in July. Ms. Seeley attended her first pretrial. She demanded that the case be dismissed. I declined. I asked that the case be set for a bench trial. Ms. Seeley objected, and Magistrate Hinman advised her to file a motion stating her objection. Since then, she asked Judge Green for her oath of office and then didn't appear for the court dates before Judge Oakley. So this case has been going on for quite some time with no resolution.
Because I'm asking a question and it requires a rebuttal and it's being ignored. You cannot violate the due process. This is a hearing, and any questions that I have need.
So, let me get this straight. She expects all of her questions to be answered, but somehow she doesn't have to answer the judges? Make it make sense. These sovereign citizens just keep raising the bar for pure nonsense. The judge is literally asking the simplest question possible. Does she want an attorney or not? But you'd think she was being asked to solve the hardest math problem on the planet. To be fair, I'll give her this. At least she has a name. Some sovereign citizens go by things like a living person or flesh and blood human eyes. That's a real thing. So, tiny point for that. But everything else? A complete train wreck. What do you guys think? Is she actually convinced by this stuff, or is she just putting on an act? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Alright, let's jump back in.
Someone's bringing a claim against me. My only question is, are we dealing in a commercial or a common law, also known as a record of law, court? That's simple. So are we in a common law court, yes or no?
Marianne, a in-person bench trial date in this matter, please.
Objection. Are we in a common law court, yes or no?
January
Case
23rd
dismissed.
at 11 o'clock.
Case dismissed. Case dismissed because you refuse to rebuttal to the question regarding jurisdiction. You cannot proceed without honoring the jurisdiction. You cannot be in
Ms.
the capacity
Seeley,
of a...
the misdemeanor matter and the two civil infractions that are traveling with it that were issued on April 26, 2023 will be set for an in-person bench trial in courtroom number 1.
Objection. I will not be showing up. Objection. I will not be showing up. You refuse to answer the question of jurisdiction. You're trying to get me into the courtroom so you can take me against my will and lock me up in a cage like an animal. Objection. You do not have jurisdiction over me. You do not have judicial authority in North America. You are working for a municipality called the state of Michigan. You have no jurisdiction. You are an attorney. You work for a corporation. You are in a municipal capacity. You have no authority. You call yourself government. Your position is a public servant.
Ms.
I am the objection.
Ms. Seeley,
no, you cannot proceed as an attorney. Objection. I will not be showing up in court. I will appeal this matter. Objection.
There is no question pending to you, ma'am. This court will be muting you at this time because the court has muted Ms. Seeley as her responses are not responsive to the matter that is before the court. This matter is being scheduled for trial. If Ms. Seeley wishes to absent herself from that trial, that is her absolute right. That trial date is January 23rd at 11 a.m.
Wow, that was intense. This sovereign citizen is about to find out if the courts have jurisdiction in her next trial. Spoiler alert. They probably do. Honestly, she should have been slapped with a contempt charge because she might be one of the rudest defendants I've ever seen. Huge respect to the judge for showing next-level patience. Seriously, shout out to her. Also, can we talk about Zoom courtrooms for a second? Defendants should be required to show their faces. Hiding behind a screen while throwing out random objections is just chaotic. There's zero control in the courtroom. And let's be real, shouting objection doesn't actually do anything. That's not how the law works. But hey, at least it makes for great content. This was easily one of the wildest hearings I've ever reacted to, and I'm dying to know what you guys think. Was she truly clueless, or just playing the game to stall? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Alright, I'll wrap it up here. If you enjoyed this video, Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and I'd love to hear what other cases you want me to react to. I'll be reading every single comment, so let me know.